Yeah, hello and welcome to the first video here on my second English channel. Trump and Zelensky had a bit of an argument in the Oval Office, and it was not really so much about content, it was all about diplomatic protocol. That's what caused this fight. And the deeper reason for all this is that Donald is too old to be US American president, and that's what led to the breach of the diplomatic protocol. And that's what I'm going to show you here in this video. Yeah, I watched this session here before, and in the first half an hour there is really nothing special. So we are at the beginning here. Donald starts talking, Donald makes the introduction, everything is very normal. Then he hands the word over to Zelensky, then Zelensky starts talking, and then Zelensky makes a statement. So now, now Zelensky starts talking, and Zelensky makes a statement. We don't care that much about the content here. And then at a certain point they start answering questions by journalists, so I think this is here.
Do you have any questions, please?
Yeah, so here Donald asks for the first question, a journalist asks a question, and then Trump answers the question. And this is very normal because Donald is the head of his country, and Zelensky is also the head of his country, and yeah, these two are supposed to answer these questions. And people like Rubio and JD Vance are not the heads of their country, and they are not supposed to answer any questions. So, very simple thing, to make it very clear, only Zelensky and Trump are supposed to answer questions by journalists. This is the diplomatic protocol here. Very simple, very easy to follow. Well, it would be easy to follow if Donald weren't that old, and at a certain point, so after 34 minutes or something, Donald is running out of fitness, apparently. So this is the last question that he answers on his own, and then he needs a bit of a break. So the next question he just deflects over to Rubio, and this is then a breach of the diplomatic protocol because Rubio is not the head of a country. And I think the question is about censorship in Great Britain, and the journalist, we'll ask it now.
Prime Minister Starmer claims repeatedly that his government believes in free speech and was not engaged in censorship. But his country's government arrests people for memes and thought.
Yeah, so up until here everything was very normal, and Donald is now supposed to answer this question. But apparently he's not able to answer the question on his own anymore. And then he looks over to his team, you're going to answer it. And he brings in Rubio into this discussion and JD into the discussion, and both Rubio and JD make a statement, and it's not supposed to happen.
We have concerns, obviously, with the content.
Yeah, here Rubio answers. We don't care that much about the content here. Yeah, and I guess this wouldn't be that much a problem in a session between allies. The Ukraine and the USA are supposed to be allies, and I mean, who cares? Let Rubio make his statement, and he can also answer a question. It would not be that big of a deal. Technically, it is a breach of a diplomatic protocol, but nobody would care if the session went on normally, but it doesn't go on normally, as we will see. So he's also, it's very strange that he hands the word over to JD even after Rubio answered the question. Very unusual breach of diplomatic protocol. And yeah, JD makes a statement. We don't care that much about the content. Should I fast forward here? But Zelensky just humors this, and he plays cool with it, and I would have also done the same in his position. I mean, whatever, let them have their spotlight. I mean, it's not that big a deal, because until here it was a very normal, boring diplomatic session, and they had a really good rhythm, these two. I'm not going to show you the entire thing, but it was really normal, and it was really a discussion between allies. And yeah, Zelensky doesn't care about this breach of diplomatic protocol at this point.
For the most part, no.
And he also, he asked something, this was, I think, a Ukrainian, he asked one of his assistants there, or he might have even asked his vice president there, I don't know, maybe he also has a vice president. Yeah, then Donald is able to answer questions on his own again, and the next question he takes on his own, and a couple of other questions, I think.
CNN's got such low ratings, I don't think they're going to survive.
Yeah, and then at a certain point he again runs out of fitness. Yeah, now it's now a Polish journalist asks about the US American leading culture in the world and how much the Polish appreciate that, and that this might change in the future with Donald letting Ukraine down and Poland down. But he answers this on his own, so he is ready to answer a question again after that quick break that Rubio and Vance let him have.
You'd never have a deal. You want me to say terrible things about Putin? And
yeah, now he starts to kind of make silly jokes, and he is
I'm not aligned with anybody. I'm aligned with the United
really
States
showing that he cannot really make a reasonable statement anymore. And then JD Vance gets alarmed
You see the hatred he's
and
got for
just
Putin. It's very tough for me to make
starts
a deal with that kind of
interrupting.
thing. He's got tremendous hatred, and
So-
I understand that, but I can tell you the other side isn't exactly in love with.
Donald throws out accusations because he is running out of fitness. This is the only reason. So we are at 39 minutes, and Donald can't make it through this session anymore. This is why this escalates.
You want me to be tough? I could be tougher than any human being you've
Right.
ever seen. I'd be so tough.
And he gives us this wannabe gangster act that we know so much of Donald Trump. And he hands it over to JD. Breach of diplomatic contract. And this is
who stood up at press conferences and talked tough about Vladimir Putin, and then Putin invaded Ukraine and destroyed a significant chunk of the country. The path to peace and the path to prosperity is maybe engaging in diplomacy.
Yeah, diplomacy. This is really funny because JD is the one that breaches the diplomatic protocol. And he again says diplomacy.
More than the President of the United States' actions. What makes America a good country is America engaging in diplomacy.
Diplomacy. Yeah, JD, this involves respecting diplomacy. And Zelensky tries to humor this. Zelensky somehow feels, this is somehow awkward. What is the point of this? Why does Vance answer these questions? He is not the president of the USA. He's not at the level of Trump and Zelensky. Why does he answer all of this? And now JD Vance could now show that he's a professional by just saying yes and just keeping his mouth shut. But apparently, JD wants to show that he's a real amateur because he just tries to get back at Zelensky. And here, Donald Trump, again, makes believe he misunderstood the year, brings JD back into the game. Yeah, maybe Donald really is that old. I think he only hears what he wants to hear. Yeah, he keeps JD in the game, and he makes believe that this breach of the diplomatic protocol is okay, but it's not okay that JD Vance interrupts Zelensky because JD Vance is not the head of a country. Only Zelensky and Donald Trump are the heads of countries.
All of them told me that he will never go.
So, and now, will JD Vance just say yes and shut up? Yeah, this is what he's supposed to do. But will JD do that?
He killed our people.
Will JD Vance play along with the protocol of diplomacy that he...
It's going to end the destruction of the country.
No, he will not.
Mr. President, with respect, I think it's disrespectful for you to come into the Oval Office and try to litigate this in front of the American
JD Vance says it's disrespectful.
Right now, you guys are going around.
Yeah, JD, you are disrespectful. You're disrespecting the diplomatic protocol
problems. You should be thanking the president for trying to bring it.
And yeah, JD, you are not supposed to tell the president of a country what he is supposed to do, because you are not the president of a country.
I've actually watched and seen.
And yeah, here Zelensky is a bit ambushed. He did not expect that.
You bring them on a propaganda tour, Mr. President.
What is going on? Yeah, this is what Zelensky said. What is going on? Why does this guy start talking? Trump is supposed to talk. Why is Vance talking here?
To come to the Oval Office.
Yeah, JD Vance again, a complete joke that he says respectful.
Prevent the destruction of your country.
A lot of questions. Let's start from the beginning.
Sure.
First of all, during the war, everybody has problems. Even you, but you have nice.
So, and he
don't feel
somehow
but you will feel
thinks, okay,
in the future.
I give him another chance.
God bless you.
So, and then Trump chimes in again, and now Donald again gives us the tough guy act and tries to take control of the situation by just being aggressive, overly aggressive.
What we're going to feel.
And this is a complete joke. So this is essentially just a display of weakness here. Donald makes it very clear he wants to hide that he's not able to make it through a 1-hour session. Yeah, it's really sad.
You're not in a good position.
And Zelensky is still polite and yeah. But this ship has sailed, I would say. And then JD Vance, yeah, he's completely exaggerating, really funny. Yeah, Donald, you're too old to make it through a 1-hour session. This is a complete joke, Donald, complete joke. You're too old, Donald. Just retire. Let JD Vance take over now.
No, in this entire meeting.
So and then JD Vance starts talking again. This is a complete joke. Yeah, JD Vance, you are not at their level. This is completely disrespectful. It's not disrespectful. It's a breach of diplomatic standards, diplomatic protocols. Complete joke.
Please.
And he tries to lecture the head of a country. This doesn't work. This doesn't work, JD.
He's not speaking loud.
And then Donald brings him back into the game.
Your country's in big trouble. Wait a minute. No. You've done a lot.
And Donald tries to play strong and so on.
You're not winning.
And Zelensky is really willing to make a deal with the USA, and his entire body language says that yeah, he's facing Donald with his body. He's sitting on the side of the chair that faces Donald, and he kind of doesn't know what's going on here. But Donald, yes, Volodymyr, Donald is a very old man. That's what's going on. That's what's going on. He is just too old to answer questions in a session that is scheduled for 1 hour. But he's still, Zelensky is, yeah, we're not going to focus on content here. When is JD?
Just say thank you.
And JD just can't keep his mouth shut. Again, breach of diplomatic protocol, very sad. But that's the USA. Yeah, Donald is too old to give proper arguments. And then JD chimes in. And then Donald says, hey, you know what, I am the tough guy here, or I'm the top guy here, or whatever. I don't even know what he wants to show you. Donald, yet you're hiding that you're too old to make it through a 1-hour session. I mean, this is almost a clown theater here. So anyone with a bit of expertise in diplomacy is really amused here. And he just tries to hide that by acting tough. Yeah, bullets stop flying. Yeah, Donald, I think I made a couple of videos on my first channel regarding bullets stop flying. Bullets start flying, yeah, Donald. Maybe you want to look into that.
That wasn't with me. That was with a guy named Biden, who was not a smart person.
And then, okay, now, and then the old man conflict with Joe Biden reemerges. Okay, we don't care about candidate here. When does JD start talking? Does he say anything anymore? No, I think he keeps his mouth shut now. So JD Vance knows, okay, Trump is on his monologue and better say nothing here. Let's fast forward. The next question is really funny because, well, first of all, Donald needs JD Vance to just explain the question to him, even though it's really intelligible.
It's going to be a tough deal to make because the attitudes have to change.
What if Russia breaks ceasefire? What if Russia breaks peace talks? What do you do then?
JD needs to explain.
What are you saying?
She's asking, what if Russia breaks the ceasefire?
Yeah.
What if anything?
Old man needs an explanation.
Bomb drops on your head right now.
Bomb drops on your head right now, yeah. This is what he's saying to the head of the Ukraine, where they actually throw bombs onto the heads of people. Let's just repeat this. We don't want to focus on content here, but here you really see that Donald runs out of stamina. He makes a completely idiotic statement.
What if anything? What if a bomb drops on your head right now? Okay? What if they broke it? I don't know.
Yeah,
They broke it with Biden because Biden.
This is a really good reaction by Zelensky. He does not.
They respect me.
I mean, he could have just walked out of the room here. He
Putin
doesn't.
went through a hell of a lot with me.
Right?
He went through a phony witch hunt where they used him and Russia.
Again, with this,
Russia. You ever hear of that deal?
and then he defends Russia again. Yet Donald is running out of stamina. He's too old for this. And yeah, he needs JD Vance to help him in the dying end of a 1-hour session. And
he had nothing to do with it. It came out of
yeah, this is his final statement, I think, and then they're going to cancel this entire thing here.
It was disgusting.
It was scheduled for 1 hour, and the video here ends after 49 minutes and 50 seconds.
And he had to put up with that. He was being accused
Yeah,
of all that
Donald
stuff.
is running out of stamina here.
All I can say is this. He might have
Plays tough, hides his weakness.
And Bush, and he might have
Yeah, I mean, Zelensky, I guess, realizes here this is one of his main allies, and the head of the USA cannot make it through a 1-hour session. I mean, the funny thing is, maybe Zelensky realizes, oh my God, this is a bit like Joe Biden, but less friendly somehow. I mean, I guess we all know that Joe Biden couldn't really make it through sessions anymore, but Joe Biden at least was kind of straightforward U.S. American, and Donald is the same age, but he's completely unpredictable. And yeah,
we've seen enough. What do you think? Huh?
Yeah, he's kind of bewildered here.
This is going to be great television, I will say that.
And then he makes a silly joke and so on. Yeah, he's hiding his weakness here. Yeah, Donald, the meeting is over because you cannot make it through a 1-hour session anymore. Donald, this is really pathetic. This is a pathetic display of fitness, and you are too old for this job. Why don't you just retire and let JD Vance run the country right now? Yeah, Zelensky makes a bit of a joke here, and JD Vance taps the old man, and the meeting is over. Yeah, that was it for today, guys. Thank you for watching this video.